Today's episode is sponsored by forgetting what day it is when you work on the most random days. It makes you confused why everyone is out drinking until you realize it's Sunday. Original Hooters has always been a family-friendly restaurant, so this isn't a major shift, but rather a reclamation of who we've always been. The CEO of Hooters trying to make it family-friendly again. Insert theme song here. This is the Daily Sarcast. I give you the news and maybe a laugh. I'm Lindsey Vernick, and today is May 25th, 2026. Happy Memorial Day. I hope that you're having a nice rainy weekend. It really sucks that it always has to be this shitty every Memorial Day, but it is what it is, I guess, right? So in real news, Waymo is temporarily suspending all their rides on freeways because apparently the self-driving cars were struggling with things like construction zones and flooded roads. That is something human drivers also struggle with. Have you ever seen a BMW approach an orange traffic cone? It's like watching a deer encounter fire for the first time. Waymo says the cars will still operate on normal streets, just not highways for now while they update their software, which is probably smart because freeway driving is when America gets most aggressive. The company recently had issues after one of their cars drove into floodwater in Atlanta, which means the robots are now discovering what every driver eventually learns. Roads become absolute chaos the second there's 3 inches of rain. And I do love how corporate their statement was. They said they're committed to being good neighbors. That's exactly what I want to hear from my transportation. Not safe, not functional, just being a good neighbor. But honestly, if a robot car gets confused by construction, it already might be adapting to humanity perfectly because nobody understands construction zones. Not drivers, not even the GPS. Not even the men holding the stop signs. Sometimes it just looks like road workers are just freestyle jazz improvising with cones. After a shooting near a White House checkpoint this weekend, Trump immediately took to Truth Social to explain why the incident proves America desperately needs his new ballroom. I mean, duh. Most people hear security threat near the White House and think, that's terrible. Trump heard it and went, now this is why we need crown molding. Trump is currently asking Congress for $1 billion in security additions to the White House complex, including a massive ballroom he wants to build where the East Wing used to be, because obviously we need this for national security. And the wording of his statement was very much unbelievable. He basically said this incident proves future presidents need the safest and most secure space ever built. For me, what's so surprising about that statement is that he actually admitted that there will be future presidents in this country. But sir, are you trying to build a government facility or the VIP section at Live Miami? Also, according to reports, the suspect had previously tried to enter White House grounds, claiming to be Jesus Christ and wanting to be arrested. It literally sounds like a deleted scene from Veep. I mean, it all does. The whole thing has very strange energy because it started as a serious security story and somehow ended with Trump doing Shark Tank for a ballroom. And for that reason, I'm asking Congress for $1 billion. Tens of thousands of people in Southern California were evacuated this weekend after they were warned a giant chemical tank at an aerospace facility could either explode or leak toxic chemicals at any given moment. In California, every week out there, it's either wildfires, mudslides, earthquakes, or a sentence like, authorities are monitoring 7,000 gallons of highly volatile mystery liquid. This tank contains methyl methacrylate, which doesn't really sound like a chemical and more like the name of a woman who owns 3 Pilates studios in Santa Monica. They're saying that the tank is basically unstable and could fail at any time, although firefighters think they may have found a crack that's relieving pressure, which is the exact kind of update that sounds comforting until you realize they're talking about a giant flammable tank and not someone's overinflated tire. Also, the phrase positive intel to make educated decisions is such a funny government way of saying, we currently do not know if this thing is about to explode. FEMA is now involved, which is never a sentence you want to hear connected to a storage tank. Once FEMA enters the group chat, the vibes are already catastrophic. Honestly, aerospace facilities always sound one bad Thursday away from accidentally creating a new supervillain origin story. In Lindsey life, this past weekend, I was supposed to have my birthday party, but in true Gemini fashion, I woke up and canceled it and totally changed the whole day around. And thing of this week is citizenship lists. So now Trump is trying to create state-by-state citizenship lists to determine who can vote, which kind of sounds like the opening scene of a dystopian Hulu series that gets canceled after one season. The idea is to use federal databases like passports, social security records, and naturalization records to figure out who is a citizen. Except there's one tiny issue. Even Trump's own administration admitted the list would probably be unreliable, which is kind of important. You kind of want the citizenship database to know who the citizens are. That kind of feels like step one, right? Our government doesn't actually have one master citizenship document. Only about half of Americans even have passports. Social security cards aren't proof of citizenship because non-citizens can have them too. Naturalized citizens don't have U.S. birth certificates. Basically, the system is held together with paper clips, old filing cabinets, and one woman named Denise who worked at the county clerk's office since 1987. Lawyers are warning this could create privacy issues because the government isn't really supposed to pass your personal information around like a group project that nobody wants to do. The Justice Department literally admitted in court, which I quote, "No list is ever going to be perfect," which is an insane sentence to hear about something connected to voting rights. This entire thing is based on solving voter fraud among non-citizens, which studies continue to show is extremely rare. So we're potentially creating giant citizenship spreadsheets over a problem that statistically happens less often than seeing a salad ordered at a Knicks game. Cooking tip of the day. When in doubt, Trader Joe's frozen meals save the day. Feedback, comments, questions, a nice Jewish boy looking for a date? Email me at Lindsey@thedailysarcast.com. Thanks so much for listening. Talk to you guys tomorrow.